Well, good evening and welcome to the Mobile Rocket Stadium. It is round 13, unlucky for some of the Academy Championship, and it pits the 7th place Bradford Bulls against 8th place Wakefield Trinity, and both sides in recent weeks have come into a bit of form. Wakefield 3 victories from their last 5 outings, including a magnificent away performance against the Wigan Warriors, who are currently 3rd in the table. For the Bradford Bulls and Lee Beattie's side, they arrive here this evening with 3 wins on the bounce after victories against Warrington and London at Odsal, and last time out that victory against Newcastle Thunder at Kingston Park. So what does that mean to the Academy Championship table? Well, Leeds Rhinos top of the pile with just 1 defeat all season on 22 points, and then your top 4 of St Helens, Wigan and Huddersfield. And it goes without saying there's a massive gap between Wigan and Huddersfield, a gap of 6 points as it goes from 19 to 13. And then really, when you look below, outside the top 4, the City of Hull Academy, Widnes, Bradford and Wakefield, and also the Caroline Dragons, it really is going to be a scramble in the second half of the season should Leeds, St Helens and Wigan continue their impressive form. And we've got John Bastian, the Bradford Bulls head of youth, alongside me. John, glorious evening, perfect weather conditions for this evening's game, and a massive fixture in terms of the table. I know you always highlight it's not about the table and the scoreboard, it's more about the performance, but when you look at what the Under-19s Academy side have done in the last 5 weeks, just 1 defeat, which was a very tough defeat to take against Wigan at Odsal. You know, they've certainly picked up the season after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah, I don't think I've said this before to you, Mick, I don't think we were far off early on. You know, in some of them games, you know, we were pretty close, you know, against, you know, Leeds. You know, the Wigan game at home, I thought, you know, we had its moments, but I thought Wigan were terrific on the night. But yeah, we have it a nice little stream of form, and that's because, you know, we have been performing well, you know, as a group, and so have Wakefield. So tonight's an evenly balanced game. I think it'll be a good, tough contest tonight.
We'll quickly go through the 2 sides as they line up. Wakefield Trinity 8th in the table, 10 games played, 4 defeats, 4 wins, 6 defeats, 8 points. They have Owen Hughes at fullback, Winfrey Quarterline of Ian Oakley, Oliver Greensmith, Miles Harrop and Callum Hudson. The halves will be Tom Ashen and Connor Bailey. The front row forward, Titus Gores, Lewis Teal, Jacob Jones, Wolf Moxon, once upon a time a former Bradford Academy player, Harry Dodd and Maurice Camano at loose forward. And on the interchange bench for Wakefield this evening, Henry Hiddleston, Jocelyn Landau, Kieran Lewis and Yusuf Aidin. For the Bradford Bulls then, Alex Stevenson at fullback, Murphy Smith, Sam Smith, Brad Gallagher and Ryan Butterworth, the Winfrey Quarterline. The halves will be Rowan Mills and Kobe Green. Front row forwards, Oliver Wilson, Lachlan McGill and Keelan Foster. The back row forwards, Matt Staunton, Lawrence Okanga and Evan Hodson at loose forward. And on the interchange bench, Matt Fletcher, Tom Doyle and Bradley Ho and Eben Skur. The referee, Callum Worsley. And it will be the boot of Stevenson to get proceedings underway, and Wakefield will have first use of the ball here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium, and they will play on your screens from right to left. And immediately they're going to try and open up the Bulls over on this main stand side, and that is Greensmith, who's brought down there in a 2-man tackle by Murphy Smith and Kobe Green. Wakefield just inside the Bradford half on the last tackle. We've had a minute of the game gone. Out of dummy half from Teal. Teal to Ashen. Ashen goes high, looking to put the young winger Murphy Smith, just 16 years of age, under pressure, and here goes Murphy Smith attacking the Wakefield defenders, and that's a good tackle there from Maurice Camano, wrapping Murphy Smith up just outside his own 20, and Bradford's first use of the ball with 90 seconds gone. We'll see him deep inside their own half. Lachlan McGill at dummy half, as we said. Reece Butterworth, who's actually watching here this evening, he's on a 1-month loan at the Batley Bulldogs and made his debut in front of the Sky cameras at the weekend, and a chance for both Tom Doyle and Lachlan McGill to show John Bastian, Mark Dunning and of course head coach Lee Beattie what they're capable of. So 4 tackles gone. They're up to the halfway line, the Bulls, as it goes from Lachlan McGill, lateral ball to Hodson, Hodson to Milnes. Milnes is wrapped up on the fifth and last tackle, 40 metres or so out from the Wakefield line. It goes back to Green on the halfway line. Green puts boot to ball. The sun really blazing down here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium, and there's been an early error there from Ian Oakley, and Bradford are brought down a metre shy of the Wakefield line after it's been picked up there. Sam Smith gets a quick play of the ball in. The Bulls are over. We've only had 3 minutes on the clock, and referee Callum Worsley will point the finger there, and it is Wakefield Trinity 0, Bradford Bulls 4, and that's come about with Kobe Green's monster kick into the sky. As we say, clear blue sky ahead, and Ian Oakley, the young Wakefield winger, just dropping the ball, John, on contact.
Yeah, it's just obviously the ball's gone up there, and I think maybe the sun's slightly in his peripheral vision. He's made an error as a young Wakefield player, and we reacted quickly there and got close to the line, and a little sneak over there from dummy half. I think it was Lockie McGill.
It was indeed Lachlan McGill, John.
Yeah, really good positive start from us, and that. And usually games like this, you know, they won on positive starts, and who's going to look after the ball the smartest, but not be scared to play some rugby as well.
Well, as we said, we've just had over 3 minutes gone here, and some spectators who've just finished work still arriving in the Mobile Rocket Stadium. As we say, to me and you, it's Bellevue, the grand lady of rugby league grounds. And Alex Stevenson, just 2 misses in the last round against Newcastle Thunder up at Kingston Park. Bradford defeating the Thunder 38 points to 18. Stevenson from just to the right of the post. That one goes straight between, and here we are, round 13 of the Academy Championship, and an early lead for the Bradford Bulls by 6 points to 0. Lachlan McGill out of dummy half after young Murphy Smith had regathered the ball that was on the ground after Ian Oakley had knocked it on. So credit to young Murphy Smith for reacting quickest. And Wakefield, John, they'll look now to put a solid set in defence.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You know, for this kick, you know, their coach and the team thing, you know, want a good deep kick, a strong chase, and some good defence. You know, for us, you know, our concentration's got to be important here. When you first score a try early, you know, it's important, you know, that you stick with your game plan, you know, and you keep control of the ball.
So Bradford on the restart. It'll be Keelan Foster on the second tackle. 3 Wakefield defenders in there, led by the halfback Connor Bailey. Out of dummy half to Oliver Wilson. Wilson's brought down, 12 shy of the halfway line. 10 in from this main stand side. It goes from Lachlan McGill to Rowan Milnes to Evan Hodson. Evan Hodson on a lateral mazy run will be brought down a metre or so in from the far stand side. 2 metres inside the Wakefield Trinity half, and that is tackle number 4 for the Bulls. Milnes to Staunton. Staunton smothered there by 4 white shirted Wakefield players, and that'll be the 5th and last tackle, 44 metres away from the Wakefield line. McGill out of dummy half. It's going to go to Milnes. Milnes a bit of a wobbler up, and it's just found touch there over on the far stand side. Callum Hudson, the Wakefield winger, he's been adjudged to have touched the ball, and it's a scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. So early pressure from the Bulls, John. The sun's in the face of the Wakefield players, so that's a tactic that Lee Beattie has obviously decided on.
Yeah, you were a really tight kick in that left-hand corner there, you know, from Ollie Wilson, and the fullback. He must have had a touch on it with his hand, giving his head and feet, you know, and it's a great opportunity now, you know, to have another set of 6, you know, inside the last 20 metres.
6 minutes gone here at Bellevue. Rowan Milnes out of dummy half, and Alex Stevenson has just come up with an error over on that far stand side, and they were trying to go on the short side there, John, and the old saying, too many cooks there spoiling the broth. Head and feet to Wakefield, 10 out from their own line.
I like the play's a good play, you know, but you've got to execute them, you know, correctly. So we've turned it over on play 1, you know, which again is cheap turnover possession.
So scrum head and feet to Wakefield. Bradford leading by 6 points to 0. If you're just joining us, it's Mick Gledhill, John Bastian calling the game here for Bulls TV, Bulls Live, and they're up to their own 15. Gallagher in defence, also with Oliver Wilson. They'll give it to the loose forward, Kamano, and Kamano's going to be brought down. 25 shy of the halfway line. And as we said, Wakefield, they know that a victory this evening would certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of themselves getting a top 4 finish. For the Bradford Bulls, victory over Wakefield would see them move just 1 point behind Huddersfield Giants in 5th place, and the playoffs potentially coming into view on the horizon. Wakefield looking to give good distribution. Here goes Titus Gores up and over halfway, brought down by Keelan Foster. Last tackle, says referee Callum Worsley. They'll put the kick in from Connor Bailey on that right-hand edge. Stevenson takes that one on his own 10-metre line, and he'll immediately set his sights on the halfway line, and he's brought down just around about 30 metres out from his own try line. Here goes Ryan Butterworth out of dummy half. A hat-trick, as we said last time out, in that 38-18 victory over Newcastle Thunder. 13 tries for the season, and speaking to Reece Butterworth before the game, and Reece can't sing enough praise of his younger brother. Bradford via Maddie Stauden on the halfway line. Stauden, quick play the ball. McGill out of dummy half to Green. Kobe Green to Stevenson. Stevenson will give it to Sam Smith. Smith wrapped up on tackle number 4, 10 metres inside the Wakefield half. Stevenson out of dummy half, gives it to Akanga. Akanga is going to be brought down in a 2-man tackle by Dodd and Jones, and that'll be the last tackle for Wakefield Trinity. Bradford just around 30 metres out. The kick will come from Green. Green neatly kick, inviting both Sam and Murphy Smith, and the Wakefield winger Ian Oakley on this occasion up to the task and decides to drop on the ball, and he'll take tackle number 1 for Wakefield Trinity. So around about 8 minutes gone then here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium, and it is Bradford leading courtesy of a Lachlan McGill try in the opening 3 minutes, and both sides just testing each other out, John.
Yeah, you can see that, both sides are trying to get some ball, under the belt and some field position, being hopefully, trying to be cagey, not to make too many errors, but both sides are prepared to shift the ball as well, which is good. It's good for the game and good for these young boys' development.
Wakefield on the last tackle, 10 metres shy of the halfway line. The kick will come from deep, and that's gone straight down the throat once again of Alex Stevenson. Stevenson gets his bearings, thought about the pass to Butterworth. In the end, Stevenson will take a bit of no gain, more pain from the Trinity defenders just outside his own 25. Butterworth out of dummy half. No real momentum or meters made there. Wakefield's defence certainly looking to wrestle a bit of that early momentum they lost, but that's a good strong carry from Brad Gallagher on tackle number 3. He's brought down 10 shy of the halfway line over on the far stand side as it goes from Lachlan McGill to Rowan Milnes. Rowan Milnes, a 15-metre carry over on the left-hand edge, and he's brought down inside the Wakefield half. 4th tackle gone for the Bulls, 42 metres away from the Wakefield line. They go over on the short-hand side with Staunton. Staunton to Gallagher. Gallagher to Butterworth. Butterworth on that left-hand edge inside the Wakefield 20. This will be the 5th and last tackle for the Bulls. Lachlan McGill, good distribution, finds Rowan Milnes. Milnes to Green. Green, crossfield kick, looking for young Murphy Smith. Murphy Smith, can he take the ball? I think Murphy Smith has just knocked that on, and the referee will say it will be Wakefield ball, and Wakefield certainly living life a little bit dangerously there, but credit to Ian Oakley. He had a bit of a nightmarish start with an error on the first play of the game, and his defence there certainly putting Murphy Smith under a little bit of pressure, and Wakefield come up with a ball, and 2 tackles later they're going to go down at the middle. Titus Gores, the big industrious prop forward for Wakefield Trinity, brought down 25 shy of halfway, centre of the field, out of dummy half from Lewis Teal. Teal over on that right hand edge to second row forward Wilf Moxon, formerly of the Bulls, and he just managed to get the ball along the line to Miles Harrop. Harrop gets to his feet, plays the ball. Once again, Tom Ashen, the scrum half for Wakefield Trinity, up and over halfway with the kick. Stevenson will field it on his own 20, floats the ball out towards Sam Smith. Sam Smith towards the halfway line on this right-hand diagonal edge. He's lost the ball there, Sam Smith. Referee Callum Worsley will give the first penalty of the evening. 2 in the tackles, a call from the touch judge, and Bradford, they'll have a full set of 6 inside the Wakefield half here, John.
Yeah, I just thought he probably missed that, the referee there. I think we maybe made an error there, but they were nearly a late drop, from a Wakefield player, so probably went our way correctly, that one.
Referee Callum Worsley not sure with the restart, so Sam Smith will go back to the halfway line. He'll tap it 10 metres in field, and he'll show and go himself, and he'll make 15 metres forward. 35 away from the Wakefield line as Lachlan McGill, out of dummy half, gives it there to Akanga. And Lawrence Akanga palms it along the offensive line to Evan Hodson. Hodson, quick play the ball. Green to Milnes. Milnes to Staunton. Staunton on that left-hand edge. Brought down 20 metres out from the Wakefield line. We've had roughly around about 14 minutes gone here as Stevenson tries to shimmy and shake his way past the Wakefield defenders, but they've certainly grappled him and brought him down. Here goes Milnes. Across the face of the post to Green. Green looking for options. Puts the kick in for Murphy Smith, and the kick's just beat Murphy Smith. A little bit less power on the power bar from Kobe Green there, and Murphy Smith will capture that into possession, and he'll touch down in the corner. Neat little enterprising play there from the Bulls.
It was some good stuff there, and we've actually controlled field position really well, you know, this first 15 minutes. I think Kobe Green, like you say there, didn't get too much power on his kick. I think that's an easy walk, you know, that for our young man.
I think we've seen, John, early doors, the sun's still blazing here. It is quite warm, very humid out there on the field, almost energy sapping conditions. As we said, that'll take its toll in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. You know, yeah, it will do. You know, but I like these young players. You know, nowadays they're fit, and they really are fit. There's a late offload there, you know, from Wakefield, and both teams are well drilled. You can see that they're well coached.
Wakefield 15 shy of the halfway line via the prop forward Jacob Jones. Out of dummy half then from Teal. Teal to Morris Camano, and Camano's up to halfway on tackle number 4. Camano will get a quick play of the ball in. It's going to go from Teal. Teal's going to find Ashen. Ashen towards Harrop on that right-hand edge, and Wakefield are 40 metres away from the Bradford line, and they're going to attack that right-hand edge towards where Brad Gallagher and Ryan Butterworth are defending, and here goes Gallagher and Butterworth bringing down the winger, Callum Hudson, on that right-hand edge. Last tackle now for Wakefield, 30 metres out from the Bradford line. The crossfield kick will come in, looking to put young Murphy Smith under a bit of pressure, and Murphy Smith takes that one there, but here comes the artillery from Wakefield trying to push him back over the dead ball line, but he'll surrender the tackle as the referee Callum Worsley comes out with a loud cry of held, and Bradford now doing it hard and doing it tough out of their own 10-metre line as Akanga caught on the shoulder there by some vociferous Wakefield defence from Harry Dodd there and Morris Camano. They're going to try and get a bit of headway via Keelan Foster on that left-hand edge. Foster's brought down, 25 out from his own try line. Quick play the ball, it goes from McGill. McGill to Milnes. Milnes lays it off to Staunton. The two 11s collide there as Wilf Moxon and Matt Staunton collide. But somehow Staunton has offloaded the ball in the tackle, and it's gone along the line to Keelan Foster. Last tackle for the Bulls then. They're 5 shy of halfway. On the last, Kobe Green will send one downtown between Owen Hughes and Ian Oakley, and Ian Oakley will take the ball on his own 10, and he'll be brought down there in a 2-man tackle by Sam Smith and also Lawrence Akanga. So Lawrence Akanga certainly throwing himself around early doors. Goes to the fullback, Owen Hughes. Hughes is brought down just in front of the Wakefield 30, 20 shy of halfway on tackle number 2. Quick ball to Harry Dodd. Lewis Teal certainly giving Wakefield a little bit of momentum out of dummy half. They're up to halfway now on tackle number 4, and Kobe Green in defence along with Sam Smith on that tackle. Teal to Bailey. Bailey to Jones. Last tackle, Wakefield, 5 metres inside the Bradford half. Jones gets to his feet, plays the ball. The kick's going to come in from Connor Bailey. Connor Bailey once again targeting 16-year-old Murphy Smith, and Murphy Smith has come up with an error, John. And if, as it goes, the saying goes, if you don't get it first time, try again. And that is what Wakefield have done. They've put a lot of ball down young Murphy Smith's wing, and it's head and feed to Wakefield, 10 metres out from the Bradford line, and we've played 20 minutes on the clock. It's still Bradford Bulls leading Wakefield Trinity by 6 points to 0 after an early try to Lachlan McGill.
Yeah, just a basic mistake there, you know. just got to squeeze his elbows together, you know, and catch that one. They're targeting him a little bit at Wakefield. You know, he is the first year. You know, he's a lovely prospect, and he just needs to keep his head up because he's done some really good stuff as well. That's his first error.
And John, I think for the benefit of those not able to currently see the vision and visuals, but Murphy Smith there, after coming up with that error, he got the full support of the side, a lot of pats on the back.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he's, like you say, he's a young bloke, and you're going to get that, you know, from young fellas, and that's maybe why I harp on about development. He still needs to get into that practice zone and practice those catches a lot more, but he's certainly improving a lot.
Well, last time out, Wakefield lost away to Widnes. That game was last Saturday, and it was 18 points to 6 to the Vikings. And as we said, Widnes currently 6th in the table. They're on 12 points, so 2 ahead of the Bulls, 4 ahead of Trinity. And as we said, 7th place Bradford against 8th place Wakefield this evening. Wakefield from the scrum then. It'll be Owen Hughes on tackle number 1. He's brought down 5 metres to the right hand side of the uprights. Teal out of dummy half. The kick comes in from Ashen. There's a grounding. Wakefield have got a try, but the referee will stop the clock. The touch judge says it's been cleanly grounded. Rowan Milnes and Ryan Butterworth, they're going to say that it was knocked on. Just waiting to see what the referee does. He's still talking to the touch judge. The touch judge says it was grounded, and it is a try to Wakefield Trinity. I'm not quite sure who grounded that ball. I think it was the centre, Miles Harrop, but it was certainly a whole host of bodies there and really difficult to make out, John.
Yeah, he's certainly early part of the set that as well. I think that would only play three of the set, but he'd recognised that our winger had come in, you know, and we'd been caught light on that side. I still think, you know, we had opportunities, you know, to be the first to that ball. Fair play to them, and when you're coached, you know, by someone like Liam Finn, you know, you're going to get a lot of kicks. There's going to be a fair amount of kicking, and I think that's something we need to be aware of tonight.
So Wakefield Trinity up and running on the scoreboard. It is Bradford Bulls 6, Wakefield Trinity 4, and the kick will come in from the far stand side. Connor Bailey, is he on point? He's just pushed it across the face of the post, so the score remains Wakefield 4, Bradford 6, and I think we've just seen Wakefield growing in a little bit of confidence, John.
Oh, you know, these young Wakefield, they're a well-drilled team, you can see that. You know, they're very patient, you know, they're just waiting for opportunities, and again, you know, off the back of, you know, just a basic catch error there, you know, by young Murphy Smith. You know, they've got some field position and they've found a way, you know, to score a try, and they're back in the game. We need to now get some momentum from this kick-off and have a big defensive set.
Well, Liam Finn will be certainly happy and pleased with Wakefield capitalising on that scrum 10 metres out from the Bradford line. We've had exactly 20 minutes gone here. It's Bulls Live, Bulls TV, and also Trinity TV with Mick Liddell and John Bastian calling the action. It is the Academy Championship round number 13. And Bradford, they're defending over on this main stand side as Wakefield will carry the ball 10 metres shy of halfway. Teal out of dummy half to Bailey. Bailey will find the big prop forward, Titus Gause, and Gause is up to halfway and he's brought down there by Matty Staunton and also Oliver Wilson in a 2-man tackle. They're on the halfway line, centre of the field, as it goes out to Tom Ashen. Ashen's dropping the shoulder there, but he can't get past Hodson and Milnes. The 5 inside the Bradford half, still trailing by 2 points at 6 points to 4, and on the restart they're now up to the last tackle 40 metres out from the Bradford line. The kick's going to come in from Ashen. Ashen straight down the throat of Stevenson. Stevenson takes it on his own try line up to the 10. He meets the white shirted Wakefield Trinity resistance. 25 out from his own line, 25 shy of halfway. Out of dummy half will go Ryan Butterworth, and Ryan Butterworth will carry the Bulls 10 metres shy of halfway. So quick play the ball in. Can Ryan Butterworth get it in? There's a bit of pushing and shoving at the ruck, and Ryan Butterworth's going to give a penalty away here, John, for pushing the Wakefield markers. So something's obviously gone on in the ruck, and the referee, touch judge is on. He's going to look towards the touch judge, and he's going to stop the clock here. And I think he's just going to try and calm things down. But obviously we can't hear what's going on in the ruck, John. But he's going to speak to the touch judge just to see what exactly forced Ryan Butterworth to put that initial push in at the ruck.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, you know. But Ryan's got to, you know, reaction, you know, and play to us, cost us, and now Wakefield have got the ball in good field position. You know, whatever's happened, you know, he's got to be big enough and man enough, you know, to stay away from that and control himself. You know, it's a silly play that from him.
Well, the penalty count is one apiece, so quite refreshing. Certainly not like Super League, where we've been seeing high penalty counts of 20 and 25, so a penalty apiece here. 22 minutes gone, 18 minutes to go to half time, and Wakefield will put more pressure on this Bradford Bulls defensive line as Bailey floats it out to Hughes. Hughes brought down there by Green and Smith, just to the left of the post, 80 metres out. Teal out of dummy half, gives it to the prop forward, Jones. Jones up to the 10, now up to the 5. Wakefield, can they sense a second try is approaching? Lewis Teal on that edge to Ashen, to Hughes. Hughes out to Harrop. Harrop's already got one for the evening, and he's held up on the line. And that is great defence there from the Bradford Bulls. Brad Gallagher, Ryan Butterworth, also Alex Stevenson rushing across on that left-hand edge. And they'll go back to the 10-metre line, will Wakefield Trinity. We've got 17 minutes to go to half-time. Bradford still leading 6 points to 4. They'll play the ball over on the fast-hand side. They'll look for options. And Jacob Jones, his second carry in this set of 6, will carry Trinity on tackle number 4. 5 out from that Bradford line. Here goes Thomas Shane. Thomas Shane to Gaze, and Gaze is going to be brought down just to the left-hand side of the post. Last tackle, says referee Worsley. It's going to go back to Thomas Shane, kicking the in-goal area. Rowan Mills will just palm it dead, and it will be a first goal line dropout of the evening, and Wakefield have forced a repeat set of 6. 6-4, the Bulls lead.
Certainly the kicking game certainly having an impact on the game at the moment, and the short kicking game, inside the in-goal is starting to create problems for Bradford Bulls, and again they've got a repeat set here. Again off the back of a silly penalty, don't give cheap field position away.
The restart from Alex Stevenson up to halfway, taken by Connor Bailey. Bailey will give it to Jones, and Jones is brought down by Akanga on tackle number 1. Wakefield, 35 out from the Bradford line as a second row forward. Harry Dodd carries it up from dummy half, and he's brought down 25 away from the Bradford line on tackle 2. Teal out of dummy half across the face of the post, but back down this left-hand edge they will go. Dodd with ball in hand. Dodd tries to find the support of the winger. The winger's been bungled in a touch. Great defence there from the 2 Smiths. If you can't have one, you've got 2. Murphy Smith and Sam Smith there, saving an almost certain try. Ian Oakley taking the pass there from Harry Dodd, and he's just been brought into touch a metre shy of the line. It remains Bulls 6, Trinity 4, 15 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, terrific defence that, you know, there from Alex Stevenson and Murphy Smith. And again, there you go, young fella's made up for that early on there. He stopped to try, you know, so he gets a plus point for that. But really good defence. I thought we were a little bit lax allowing him that play as well. You know, there was some soft defence, you know, leading up to that.
Well, when these two sides met last season, Bradford took the spoils at Odsal, 25 points to 18, but in the opening game of the 2017 season, it was Wakefield who won a tight one, an equally tight one, by 32 points to 18. That, of course, was the first game prior to the first team playing away at Hulkingston Rovers. It was on the Thursday evening, and it was a very cold, inhospitable evening there. So, Bradford, from that scrum, come up with an error. 3 tackles in, 35 away from their own line. Just looking at the body language of Lee Beattie, he won't be happy with the errors that are creeping in. It's a 5th error of the first half for the young Bulls, and it's put themselves under a little bit of pressure because Wakefield will have the scrum 5 metres to the right of centre field, 35 out. Teal to Miles Harrop, the try scorer for Trinity. He's brought down 30 away from the Bradford line, and the penalty count now will go 2-1 in favour of Wakefield. Rowan Mills and Mary Staunton guilty of laying on in the tackle. What will Wakefield do with the ball in hand? Tom Ashen drills it in a touch, and they'll have a full set of 6, 20 away from the Bradford line. Bradford still clinging on to that 6-4 lead. They're defending heroically. But what can Trinity do here now? It's going to be tapped. Goes to Ashen. Tom Ashen. Misses out the big prop forward. Misses out Dodd. And that's a great hit there from young Murphy Smith, who's coming from his wing position. And Murphy Smith will come in again, and that is great defence as he brings down Owen Hughes. Hughes is going to be brought down on tackle number 2, 10 away from the Bradford line. Connor Bailey along the line finds Maurice Camano. Camano suffocated there by Hodson, and Hodson comes in. He's also helped there by Tom Doyle, who's just come on the field. Bit of an industrious charge there on tackle number 4 from Yusuf Aydin. Aydin gets a quick play of the ball in. It's going to go to Dodd. Dodd's trying to reach out and score. And Dodd's brought down a metre shy of the line. Last tackle for Wakefield. Teeling at dummy half. It goes to Bailey. Bailey to Ashen. Ashen crossfield kick. Looking for Miles Harrop and Callum Hudson. And that is great defensive play there from Ryan Butterworth, who saves a try. And he immediately goes herring away towards the 20. And here goes Ryan Butterworth. Puts the fend in. Carries Bradford. 15 shy of halfway. And that is great defence from the Bradford Bulls, John.
Yeah, terrific defensive set there. We've had a fair bit to do, you know, for the last 15 minutes. We just need to be smart here, you know, and get to some good field position. But really good defensive systems there from the Bradford Bulls. And again, you know, young Ryan Butterworth, you know, making up for his silly penalty. He's got us some great yardage this year. Bradford
10 metres inside the Wakefield half. Tom Doyle out a dummy half to Wilson. Wilson to Milnes. Milnes to Stevenson. Stevenson tries the hop, skip and jump method, but can't get past 3 would-be Wakefield Trinity defenders. The 25 away from the Wakefield line on tackle number 4. Doyle to Milnes. Milnes to Hodson. Hodson down that middle channel. He gets clattered there by the big man, Titus Gores. Here goes Doyle to Staunton now. Staunton 10 metres out from the Wakefield line. Last tackle. Bradford have extinguished their set of 6 here. Milnes, crossfield kick. Looking to put pressure on the Wakefield centre. That's a great take there by Oliver Greensmith. And Oliver Greensmith was under a little bit of pressure there from Lawrence Akanga and Sam Smith. And the score board remains unmoved at 6 points to 4. So a bit of a tight one developing here at Bellevue this evening. And when you look back to the 2 scores between the 2 sides last season, I think we'll all be in shock and awe if there's a double-digit lead for either side come the end. But certainly both sides trying to build a little bit of momentum, a bit of structure to the play. And I'd say in the past 10 minutes, Wakefield perhaps just having the upper hand, but Bradford though defending like the lives count on it. But Wakefield, they've cut the balls open on this main stand side. It's Ian Oakley. Ian Oakley is caught high there by Alex Stevenson. Stevenson takes him high above the shoulder. He immediately puts the arm up, and the referee's got a bit of a decision to make here. He'll stop the clock. The touch judge will come on. And John, would you say that's a try-scoring opportunity?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think there are a lot of malice in that, to be honest with you. You know, but a nice break there, you know, down the left-hand side, you know, by Wakefield. And the cover the defence, you know, came across. Alex has just mistimed it a little bit. There were no malice in the contact. But once again, you know, it's another penalty. And we're defending in the wrong area of the field. And this last 15 minutes, we've certainly been doing far too much defending in our own half of the field.
Well, the referee and touch judge just talking to one another, and Ian Oakley back on his feet. He gets the thumbs up from the Wakefield physio, and Callum Worsley is going to call Alex Stevenson out here, and I think he's just going to offer a little bit of advice on Alex Stevenson's tackling technique, John.
Yeah, there were no malice in that, you know, it was just a clumsy tackle. You know, the wing is not there, and they were good refereeing that, to be fair. They just told him, you know, just to tighten his tackle.
So Wakefield lead the penalty count by 3 penalties to 1, and once again more pressure that the Bradford Bulls have invited them on their own line. It is Bulls Live, Bulls TV, also Trinity TV, and Wakefield now looking for their second try of the evening. Tom Ashen, a straight pass, but it's gone backwards, says referee Callum Worsley. We've got around about 6 minutes to go to half time here, and it's still a very tight, narrow scoreboard at 6 points to 4 to the Bradford Bulls. As Wakefield try and go down that right-hand edge, but great defence there from Tom Doyle. Also Evan Hodson and Rowan Mills in there. Second row forward for Wakefield just gets up a little bit gingerly. Here goes Ashen. Ashen to Connor Bailey. Connor Bailey! A flick ball out the back door, and it's a try to Harry Dodd, and Wakefield now lead the Bradford Bulls by 8 points to 6. That was brilliant rugby league from Connor Bailey.
Yeah, they just pushed on the ball carrier there. He's got a nice offload on a one-on-one, you know, and they sneak through for a try. But you know, if you keep giving sides, you know, in warm weather, this sort of field position, and to be fair to them, they do spray the ball about, you know, the Wakefield, and they're going to get them opportunities.
So 8 points to 6. And it will be Tom Ashen who will take over the kicking duties. 20 metres out from the line, 20 metres in from this main stand side. And John, what do you make of the Academy Championship in 2019? Is it going as expected with the runaway trio of Leeds, St Helens and Wigan?
Yeah, they're your really big clubs out there, you know, Leeds, Saints and Wigan, and they've all got strong talent pools, you know, and to be fair to them, you know, they all invest heavily, you know, in junior development, and you can see that, you know, within players coming through, you know, in their teams, you know, so yeah, it's probably, you know, it's probably about right, is that.
Thomas Shen will attempt the conversion attempt. It's going to creep in between the uprights. Great kick there from the youngster, and it is Wakefield Trinity 10, Bradford Bulls 6. So Lachlan McGill opening the scoring inside the opening 3 minutes, but Wakefield have hit back with tries from Miles Harrop and now Harry Dodd after good interlinking half-back play between Thomas Shen and Connor Bailey. So Alex Stevenson back on the halfway line. Stevenson's costly penalty resulting in a Wakefield try, and also Murphy Smith's error resulting in a Wakefield try. So I think if Bradford can just cut down on the penalties and the errors, they'll certainly be within with a huge opportunity and chance in the second half. So 5 minutes to go to half time. The ball's squeezed out of the tackle. It's gone backwards, says the referee, and it's picked up there by Harry Dodd. Dodd's brought down there by Matt Fletcher and Tom Doyle. So Fletcher's just come on wearing 15. Eben Skur also on the field wearing 17. So Lee Beattie ringing the changes late in this first half, giving the Bulls a little bit of momentum and go forward as Rowan Mills races out of that defensive line with Matt Fletcher, and that will bring down Jacob Jones on that right-hand edge. So Bradford, they've got a little bit of movement about them in this defensive line as it goes down the middle with Kamano. Kamano's going to be brought down by Hodson, and last tackle for Wakefield. 5 metres shy of the halfway line, centre of the field. Kick comes in once again from the standoff half, Thomas Shen, and he will kick it downtown between Stevenson and Butterworth. Butterworth will pick the ball up on his own try line, and he'll come towards the Wakefield 10, and he's brought down in a 3-man tackle. Here goes young Murphy Smith out of dummy half, up to the Bradford 20. So 2 tackles gone. Bradford 80 metres away from the Wakefield line in a centre field position. Stevenson in at dummy half, gives it there to the red scrum cap Matt Fletcher. Fletcher starting on the bench this evening here at Bellevue, and he's turned over on his side 20 metres short of the halfway line. Out of dummy half from Doyle. Doyle to Staunton. Staunton over on that left-hand edge, 5 shy of halfway. Back they're going to come to Milnes. Milnes to Skur. Skur gets the legs, the feet, striding forward. Carries Bradford 5 inside the Wakefield half. Last tackle, says referee Worsley. Milnes, that's caught the wind. It's going to come down 30 metres out from the Wakefield line. He's got a lucky bounce. Kobe Green chasing it. It's going to be Evan Hodson who's regathered the ball, and Evan Hodson is brought down 2 metres away from that Wakefield line. It's the 0 tackle, a kangaroo out of dummy half, and it's going to go there to Thomas Doyle. Thomas Doyle to the line. Thomas Doyle's got a try for the Bradford Bulls. It is 10 points apiece. We're all locked up at Bellevue. This is what the Academy Championship is all about.
Yeah, just again, you know, a decent set from us, you know, and from a really smart set, you know. their kicking game's been very good, and they've pinned us back, you know, for this last 25 minutes. And we've got a good kick there, and they've sort of come up with an error. We've got on ball, and Thomas Tyler's gone over there just to left hand side at sticks. Bit of an opportunist try from an error. That's probably 2 errors that, you know, they'll be pretty disappointed with, but we've responded well.
And I think, John, when you look at all the points this evening, they've all come from errors, showing you the importance of perhaps, you know, being concentrated on the game, the ball, 100% of the time.
Well, I think that's the small skills practice zone. You've got to be relentless with it, you know. And these young kids, you know, they're still in that, and it never ends, you know, as a player. And when you neglect it or you don't do enough of it, you'll make mistakes. But these guys, to be fair, you know, some of them, you know, they're in that period of their development, you know, where they need to do just more and more small skill, so that they're not making them fundamental errors.
Stevenson, 10 metres to the left-hand side of the upright. Converts 2 from 2, and the pendulum swings back towards the men from Odsal. Wakefield Trinity 10. Bradford Bulls 12, McGill and Doyle, the 2 hookers this evening.
But again, you know, that's probably the first set, you know, we've had inside their 30-metre area for the last 25 minutes. You know, probably because of penalties, you know, and errors, and a smart kicking game, you know, and good set finishes, you know, by Wakefield.
The restart underway towards young Murphy Smith, who has knocked the ball on in his own in-goal area. Referee Callum Worsley, is he going to say drop out? He is indeed. Touch judge is going to say first knock on in the in-goal area. So Wakefield, we're getting ready to pack the scrum down. We've got exactly 40 minutes on the clock here, the stopwatch, so we're into time added on. And Bradford, they've got to defend a full set of 6 from the goal line dropout. What will Lee Beattie's message be out, John?
He'll want a massive effort here, you know, for this 1 minute. This is what you call a 1 minute defensive set, you know, where everybody absolutely, you know, gets into it with smart systems.
So a minute remaining here at Bellevue. Bradford 12, Wakefield 10. Wakefield looking to put pressure on the Bradford line. Out of dummy half from the interchange hooker. That's Henry Hiddleston, and Hiddleston has lost the ball on contact, and that'll be the 0 tackle for the Bradford Bulls. And Rowan Milnes recovers the ball for the Bulls. Referee Worsley will still stop the clock, and he'll say scrum, head and feet to Bradford, and that will probably be the final act of the first half. Bradford will just go down the middle, calm things down, and at 12 points to 10, John, I don't think Lee Beattie can be too disappointed with that first half performance. He might focus on a couple of ill-disciplined penalties and a couple of errors, but certainly both sides, even Stevens as far as I think I can call it.
It's been an evenly matched game, and you can see that both teams, you know, have been well coached. I think the nice young side of Wakefield, and they're very disciplined, to be fair. You know, they play to a nice structure, and the kicking game really is important, you know, to them ending sets and maybe getting on a few sneak tries. You know, but certainly Bradford Bulls, you know, we've probably played far too much, you know, in his own end, you know, over the last 20-25 minutes, and we need to get into good ball. If we get into good ball in the second half, we'll score tries.
Bradford then 10 metres shy of the halfway line. A minute remaining, says the referee, as Maddie Staunton will carry Lee Beattie's side, playing in the red and black shirts this evening. On tackle number 4, just inside the Wakefield half, Eben Skur caught on the shoulders, and Eben Skur will front up and carry the Bulls on the 5th and last tackle, 35 away from the post. Right in front, it goes to Rowan Milnes. Milnes will put a high hanging kick between Oakley and Hughes. Oakley takes that one and is immediately brought down there by young Murphy Smith, who really is tackling his heart out in this first half. Here is himself and Sam Smith, a try-saving tackle on Ian Oakley, the Wakefield winger, in around about the 20-minute mark when Wakefield were looking to post first points. So 12 points to 10, we're still playing on. Referee looks at his watch once more, puts whistle to lips. Half-time here at Bellevue, also known as the Mobile Rocket Stadium, and it is the Bradford Bulls 12, Wakefield Trinity 10. Tries from Harrop and Dodd for Wakefield. For the Bradford Bulls, Lachlan McGill and Tom Doyle, John Bastian.
Yeah, like you said, you know, it's certainly been an even contest. You know, both sides have been very committed on a really warm evening, you know, to defence. You know, I certainly think the second half will be about which side's cleanest with the ball, you know, looks after, you know, don't give too many penalties away, and as hopefully we'll get more opportunities in good ball, and I certainly think, you know, some of our senior players can come alive a little bit more.
Well, thank you very much for joining us in the first half. It is Bulls Live, and it is 12 points to 10 to the Bradford Bulls. Testing 1 2 1 2. Well, welcome back to Trinity TV, Bulls TV, and Bulls Live here from the Mobile Rocket Stadium, also known as Bellevue. And it is Bradford Bulls leading Wakefield Trinity by 12 points to 10 at half time. A real tight affair unfolding before our eyes and your ears. And as we said, Bulls tries from McGill and Doyle, Harrop and Dodd for Wakefield, and Ashen 1 from 2 attempts, Stevenson 2 from 2. And it will be Bradford with first use of the ball at the start of this second half. So we'll start the stopwatch bang on 7 o'clock. So we'll be finishing at 20 to 8 this evening. And it will be Bradford with first use, as we said. It's going to be Evan Hodson taking a little bit of punishment from a two-man tackle just shy of his own 30-metre line. Out of dummy half from Doyle to Milnes, Milnes to Staunton down this right-hand edge. Offloads the ball in the tackle, back to Doyle. Here goes Doyle up to halfway, looks for support, can't find it. And it will be a quick play the ball from Doyle, with Milnes in there at dummy half, and Milnes goes short side to Staunton. Staunton crashes onto a flat pass, brought down there in a three-man tackle, allowed cry of held from referee Callum Worsley, who only gave 4 penalties in the first half. It goes from Doyle to Fletcher. Fletcher's brought down on the last tackle for the Bulls, 30 metres out from the Wakefield line. Doyle to Milnes, Milnes to Green. Green crossfield kick looking for both the Smiths. Is it Sam and Murphy? They've come up with another error of Wakefield, and a chance for Akanga has just gone begging, because Akanga has knocked the ball on there. And John, are we about to see a bit of deja vu, a bit of repetition on what we saw in the first half, whereby both sides, with the sun still blazing down here, there's no cloud, so it's just blazing in both sets of players' eyes, utilising the high bomb in the sun and coming up with another error.
Yeah, I think those high bombs have been a problem for both teams, haven't they? And I think that might be about 6th or 7th error in those areas, and giving us some good field position, you know, yeah.
So Bradford with the scrum, 20 metres out from the Wakefield line. Milnes to Staunton down the left-hand edge, brought down 15 away, 15 in from this main stand side. Doyle in at dummy half, he'll go back in centre field to Milnes. Milnes on the run around to Green, and Bradford just going to penetrate the Wakefield 10, and Doyle moves in at that dummy half role. Doyle out of dummy half. Doyle underneath the posts, and it's his 3rd try of the evening, and just what Lee Beattie would have wanted at the start of the second half. Tom Doyle picks the ball up out of dummy half, and he gets his 2nd of the evening right at the side of the post. The kick to come from in front. It's the Hookers Union for the Bulls tonight, John.
Yeah, again, you know, we're going back another try score from an error, you know, from an high kick, and good field position for us. And Thomas Doyle, you know, he's really dangerous, you know, there from dummy half. He's developing into a nice hooker, is Thomas. He just needs to keep learning his trade there, but certainly a smart play from dummy half, getting us a 4-point try.
I think that's half of the problems overcome, John, if you can get the ball out of that ruck as quick as we've just seen there from Doyle, and attacking those non-existent markers to ghosting for try number 3 for the Bulls.
Yeah, I think if you get good field position on a day like this, and you can play some fast, skillful rugby, it's really difficult for the opposition.
So Alex Stevenson yet to miss this evening. Straight in front of the posts. The referee shielding his eyes from the sun. Stevenson 3 from 3. And Bradford Bulls, with 3 minutes gone of the second half, lead Wakefield now by 2 clear scores. It's 18 points to 10. And incidentally, the error count is now all locked up at 6 errors apiece. So all 5 tries this evening coming from errors, coming from high kicks, whether it be Kobe Green and Rowan Milnes for the Bulls, C. Ashen or Bailey for Wakefield Trinity. Wakefield on the halfway line, about to get proceedings back underway. Trinity TV, Bulls TV and Bulls Live here on a Thursday evening. The height of spring, and it will be Sam Smith on tackle number 1. Carries Bradford 20 metres short of the halfway line. Over on the far stand side, it's going to go to Akanga. Akanga. Small gain there, a couple of metres, but he was certainly being manhandled there by Titus Gaze and Maurice Camano. They're going to move it with Hodson. Hodson to Milnes. Milnes is brought down 10 shy halfway. On tackle number 3 for Lee Beattie's side on the restart. 60 metres away from the Wakefield line. Doyle to Fletcher. Fletcher goes down the middle, up to halfway, and that'll be tackle number 4. They're in good field position here, the Bulls. Doyle, short side. Stevenson, bullet pass to Butterworth. Butterworth along this main stand side. Pass on the inside of Stevenson. The referee looks to the touch judge, gets the nod. This will be a try from the Bulls. They're going to go back to back. Brilliant stuff there from Alex Stevenson and Ryan Butterworth. It's now 22 points to 10 in the blink of an eye, JB. The Bulls have cut loose.
Yeah, again, some good work, from Doyle, from the half. He's found our full-back there, fair play to Alex Stevenson. He's fired a great pass out, to Ryan Butterworth, and he supported it well, and he's got back on the inside. He's been really good tonight as Alex Stevenson.
And I think it's fair to say, John, you are very fair but harsh critic of all the players. He didn't quite have his best game up at Newcastle, and he's certainly bouncing back this evening.
Yeah, he was poor, and he was told he was poor, on that day, for a lot of areas. I don't think it was a total nightmare for him, but he's a far, far better player than the performance at Newcastle. He's worked hard this last week and a half, and he's certainly performed tonight. That's what we want from him.
Great hands on this main stand side by Ryan Butterworth. Sucked in the fullback, Owen Hughes, and Stevenson scampers over to the left-hand side of the post. Stevenson from in front, 4 from 4, and it is now Wakefield Trinity 10, the Bradford Bulls 24. So 2 early tries inside the opening 6 minutes of the second half have got the Bulls with a bit of ascendancy here. They've got all the momentum at the moment. They lead by 14 points, and as we've said in the first half, points really hard to come by, and Bradford Bulls, they have the 14-point lead. So Wakefield back up to halfway. They'll get proceedings.
Yeah, it's just probably now we just need to concentrate a little bit more. I think when you get a few points in front, you can drop your concentration a little bit. We need to keep playing in the right areas of the field and controlling the ball, but still being prepared to play.
Bradford on the restart. Eben Skur, tackle number 1. It goes to Akanga on the right-hand edge. Penalty to the Bradford Bulls. Wakefield inside the 10. So we're about to see the trend continue. Either a penalty or an error, resulting in a try. Penalty count 3-2, incidentally, against the Bulls. Kobe Green, the Welsh wizard, ball in hand, drills this one into the far stand. And he'll make 40 metres there for the Bulls. There'll be 30 out from the Wakefield line, deep inside the Trinity half. And Doyle to Akanga, tackle 1. Just inside the 30, 28 away on the right-hand edge. The sun still blazing down here as Eben Skur blazes into that Wakefield defensive line. And that'll be tackle number 2, 20 metres away from the Wakefield line. Doyle, once again, out of dummy half, attacking the markers, makes 10, make that 13, make that 14, make that 15 metres there from Thomas Doyle. Bradford, 3 tackles remaining in this set of 6. They're 5 away from the Wakefield line as it goes from Green to Fletcher to Milnes. Milnes to Stevenson. Stevenson to Gallagher. Gallagher's going to be wrapped up there by Callum Hudson and Miles Harrop. So great scrambling defence there from Wakefield Trinity. That'll please head coach Liam Finn. Their sliding defence certainly on point there. Butterworth out of dummy half to Milnes. Milnes to Fletcher. Fletcher's brought down on the last tackle. 5 metres away from the line, 10 metres to the left-hand side of the uprights. In centre field, Mills, grubber kick behind the line. Stevenson bounce. That was telepathic. Rugby league football, and the Bulls have gone back to back to back. 3 tries at the start of this second half. We've had 8 minutes on the clock, and it's now 28 points to 10.
Yeah, that was just a class play that from Rowan Mills. A great kick, and again, Alex Stevenson, he's hit some lovely form tonight, and he's got on the end of it and supported it particularly well.
And I think we've just seen Rowan Mills at his best, John. A very intelligent kick that went behind the Wakefield Trinity defensive line, and even more so when Rowan Mills has been called up this week to the national performance squad alongside Oliver Wilson.
Yeah, he's a terrific player, but probably for me, he's a cracking bloke to work with as well, and I think that's probably more important, you know, than the ability. And same with Oliver Wilson, you know, you ask them to do things and they get on with it, you know, and they want to learn, they want to better themselves, and they want to get up that track and play at the top end.
Alex Stevenson then will attempt the conversion attempt. As we said, 2 misses from his 8 attempts up at Kingston Park. Yet to miss this evening. 4 from 4 and 100%. Is this about to take the Bulls out to a 20-point lead and 4 scores? He is. Bulls Live, Bulls TV, Trinity TV, and it is Wakefield Trinity 10, the Bradford Bulls 30. They've just put 18 points on Wakefield Trinity inside 10 minutes. We've got 30 minutes remaining here, John, and when you talk about Oliver Wilson and Rowan Mills being called up to the national performance squad, how close did players like Matty Staunton, Evan Hodson, Matt Fletcher and Ryan Butterworth go?
Yeah, I think some of those guys they're actually too old, you know, but certainly Ryan Butterworth, you know, Keelan Foster have been particularly good. Matt Fletcher's certainly had his moments, but it's about, you know, being at your very best, being fit, you know, being strong, you know, being smart. And hopefully they'll still figuring that, you know, they've still got opportunities, you know, to push through, and I'm sure some of the young Wakefield kids will be thinking the same as well, because there's some good kids out there from Wakefield.
Interchange from Lee Beattie as Bradley Ho comes on. He'll give the ball to Fletcher. Fletcher up to halfway. Tackle number 4 gone for the Bradford Bulls. Wakefield, they've not had the ball for around about 8 minutes. Milnes tries to go through a gap, and he's got the dancing feet, and he's going to be brought down, although he's managed to offload the ball to Stevenson. Stevenson purrs into the Wakefield line. Last tackle, 20 metres away from the line. It's going to go out of dummy half from Doyle. Doyle, clever kick to touch. He'll turn Wakefield around. He'll run a bit of time off the referee's watch. And it is, as we say, Wakefield Trinity 10, Bradford Bulls 30. Second half tries from Doyle and a brace from Stevenson. Stevenson 5 from 5. And let's not forget that the national performance squad that was announced, and as we said, Rowan Mills, Oliver Wilson included, along the likes of Owen Trout, Reece Hamlet, Sam Walters, Tom Holroyd, Tom Nesbitt and Joe Shorrocks at Wigan, who's obviously had a couple of games at Super League level. And let's not forget those academy autumn fixtures in full. It'll be England against France at Odsal Stadium on October the 17th. They'll then do the second test at Bootham Crescent, York, on October the 20th, and then it's really the fixture, the standout fixtures that everyone wants to play in. The England Academy against the Australian Schoolboys, December the 8th at Leigh Sports Village, and then at Headingley on December the 15th. And don't forget the Origin fixtures, Yorkshire against Lancashire, that at Odsal Stadium on July the 28th. Wakefield, 10 metres shy of the halfway line. The kick did come in from Tom Ashen, but it was charged down by a Bradford player, so it's back to 6 on the count. So Wakefield looking to find a way back in this match. They've got 28 minutes remaining. The trail by 20 points. Bradford 5 tries. McGill and a brace to Doyle and Stevenson. Wakefield's points coming in the first half from Harrop and Dodd. So Wakefield certainly know they can score points against this Bradford Bulls side, and they'll certainly go chasing the game now. They're 25 out from the Bradford line. In at dummy half, it is going to go from Lewis Teal. Teal to Ashen. Ashen to Hughes. Hughes along the line to the the centre. Miles Harrop. Harrop's going to be brought down. Touch should just come on. High tackle, I think, is going to be the call. Brad Gallagher looks towards the official, and the referee's just got to calm the tension down here. It's getting a little bit heated out there, and Rowan Milnes also in the tackle, and he'll get the report from the touch judge. He'll stop the clock, and I think this is going to be another penalty towards Wakefield here. And I think, John, you're shaking your head. Bradford put themselves under a little bit of pressure here, John.
Yeah, just unnecessary. You know, we've just done 2 back-to-back sets there, and we give a really soft penalty away there. I think Gallagher's got to be smarter than that. It's unnecessary, and rightly so. You know, the referee's come in and he's penalised him. He's got to be smarter than that.
Referee Callum Worsley just speaking to Rowan Milnes, and Ryan Butterworth just laying down the letter of the law. 4th penalty of the evening awarded to Wakefield. The referee's call is hands in the face, or something's gone in the tackle in the ruck. That caught the touch judge's eye, and Wakefield are immediately going to put the Bulls under pressure as they spin the ball from right to left, and now they're over on that eastern extremity, 10 away from the Bradford line. They're going to come back down the middle as it goes to Bailey. Bailey to Camano. Camano wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. Eben Skur racing out of the Bulls' defensive line. Here we go with Ashen. Ashen, show and go to Kieran Lewis. Kieran Lewis is going to be brought down by Fletcher and Milnes. Wakefield 2 metres shy of the Bradford line as it goes to the second row forward, and he will crash over at the side of the stakes, and it's Titus Gause, and Gause has got Wakefield back in this game. It is now 14 points to 30. The kick will come from just to the left in front to Wakefield. They've already recovered the ball there from Tom Ashen, and they know that this one's not over, John.
I think, look, at the end of the day, they're going to start throwing the ball about. They're not to lose, and rightly so as well. You know, but we got what we deserved there, you know, by giving back-to-back sets away. A bit unfortunate with the charge down, but certainly the silly penalty, unnecessarily. You know, these are going to be buoyed by that, so we've got to get back into the game, you know, from this kick-off.
Tom Ashen converts. Game back on here. Trinity TV, Bulls Live. Mick Liddell and the Bradford Bulls head of youth, John Bastian, calling the action here on a Thursday evening at Bellevue, and it is Wakefield Trinity 16, Bradford Bulls 30. So 5 tries to 3. Wakefield perhaps getting a way back in this game, and just looking at the body language, it's now the Bradford Bulls who are just slowing things down, taking an eternity up to the halfway line to get proceedings back underway, and it will be Alex Stevenson teeing the ball up on the halfway line. So, as we said, 24 minutes remaining. This one certainly not over by any imagination. As Wakefield come down that middle channel. Fletcher and Ho in defence for the Bradford Bulls, trying to keep Wakefield Trinity at bay. 23 minutes remaining. Wakefield chasing the game, 14 points the gap. They're over on the fast-hand side, move the ball laterally back down this middle channel, and it will be the front row forward, Titus Gause, who's just come on, who's got Wakefield's 3rd try of the evening. Here they go, they're giving it now to Kieran Lewis. Lewis up to halfway, last tackle, says referee Worsley. Skur and Ho in defence for the Bulls. The kick out of dummy half from Teal. Teal straight to Ryan Butterworth. Butterworth takes it on the 20. Runs sideways and will straighten up down the middle channel. Referee will stop the clock because Wakefield player with a head injury down in back play. So this will be time added on at the end of the game. But as we said, Bradford know that a victory this evening will take them a point behind 4th place Huddersfield in the playoffs. Wakefield know a win will keep them in the hunt, but certainly Leeds, St Helens and Wigan on 22, 20 and 19 points, certainly leading the charge and certainly cutting themselves adrift of the chasing pack. And once again, 13-team Academy Championship. Top 4 will play in the playoffs. First against fourth, second against third. The 2 winners will contest the Academy Grand Final. Can Bradford get in the playoffs? Can Bradford, certainly, as John Bastian has said many times in many regular interviews, certainly punching above the weight for a League One side, but a lot of hard work, a lot of endeavour, certainly producing the rugby league stars of the future, as our Wakefield Trinity. And certainly catching the eye this evening has been a couple of their front row forwards, and the front row forwards now will meet Bradley Ho on tackle number 1. Doyle out of dummy half to Fletcher, Fletcher to Milnes. Milnes to Green, and Kobe Green will find Stevenson. Stevenson's brought down just outside the Wakefield 30. Green in at dummy half to Skur, and Eben Skur's going to be brought down in a 3-man tackle. On the last tackle in front of the sticks, 20 metres out, Doyle to Fletcher. Fletcher past the fullback, and Matthew Fletcher. He has got the 6th try of the evening for the Bradford Bulls, and it's now 34 points to 16. That was on the power play. Brute force from Matt Fletcher.
Yeah, I like the build-up to the set, to be fair. I thought we were very clinical. I thought we run strong, really hard running there, you know, from our middles. And again, you know, Thomas Doyle's jumped out, Fletcher's supporting him, and a lovely pass. Doyle's been good tonight.
And of course, John, just looking at young Reece Butterworth down on the touchline. He's currently at the Batley Bulldogs in the Championship on a 1-month loan, and where are all these hookers coming from? That's going to be after me the question that's being asked. Veal Alafihi, George Flanagan, Sam Ellis. Below him, you've got Butterworth, you've got Doyle, and also Lachlan McGill, but certainly Tom Doyle making this game his own this evening.
Yeah, he is. Thomas, you know, he's obviously coming really late with us, you know, when we had that difficult time last year. We brought him in for the community game, and he were playing much forward, and we had to get him fit first and foremost, and we've certainly seen some positive signs there, but for me, he's an out-and-out hooker, you know, because he's a threat all the time in and around dummy half. He's got that explosion, and his control of the ball's getting better.
Alex Stevenson's conversion attempt goes over, but not before hitting that left hand upright with an almighty clatter. And here on Trinity TV, Bulls TV, and also Bulls Live this evening, it is now Wakefield Trinity 16, Bradford Bulls 36. So 24 second half points from Lee Beattie's side in 20 minutes. We're at the hour mark, 20 minutes to go, 20 points the difference. Wakefield chasing the scoreboard and the clock, and they've gone for a short restart, but the quickest to react over on the fast hand side was Lawrence Okanga. He'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Doyle once again out of dummy half, finds Bradley Ho. Ho brought down on tackle number 2, 5 metres shy of halfway. Quick play at the ball, it's going to go from Doyle to Wilson. Wilson's brought down on the halfway line for tackle number 3. Doyle once again to Fletcher. Fletcher along the line. He's going to find Matt Storden. Storden crashes on a short ball, and he's going to be brought down 10 metres inside the Wakefield half. Here goes Alex Stevenson. Stevenson back to Doyle. Doyle, though, swarmed upon by 3 Wakefield defenders, and that'll be the 5th and last tackle. 30 metres away from the Wakefield line. Just to the left of centre field. Milnes, kick behind the Wakefield line. It's still the last because it's ricocheted off the back of a Wakefield player. It wasn't played at. And Kobe Green now. Wow, look at the spiral on that one. What a great take over on that fast hand side by Ian Oakley. Kobe Green got some right spiral on it, John. We're like being in a waltzers in a fun fair.
Yeah, we just got a little bit lost on that kick there, you know, but Kobe's managed to put a real spiral in. And fair play, you know, to the young left winger there, you know, for Wakefield. He's taking that particularly well.
Ian Oakley contesting not with the spiral of the bomb, but also the sun that is still down in the young winger's face. So 18 minutes remain. Wakefield 16, Bradford 36. And Wakefield have just come up with an error. It's the free play. Rowan Mills kicks ahead. Can he get the recover? Ryan Butterworth will. And Ryan Butterworth has a 7th try for the Bradford Bulls. The touch judge has stood his ground, but the referee will point the finger And that was Bradford capitalising on another error, and it is now 40 points to 16. 17 minutes remaining in this one, and Ryan Butterworth goes from strength to strength. 14 tries in this Academy Championship calendar.
Yeah, I'll put that down to the kick chase. You know, after the kick, you know, and they've come up with another error, and great follow up there, and Ryan Butterworth, he gets another try, you know, for his hard work.
Alex Stevenson will attempt the conversion attempt. 2 metres to the left-hand side of the upright. So, as we said, the kick had come in on the last tackle. It had took an almighty ricochet. And the error from Wakefield on tackle number 2, capitalised on by Rowan Milnes. So, Stevenson, yet to miss all evening. This to take him out to 7 from 7. And a personal haul of 20 points this evening. With the right boot between the posts. And it is Wakefield Trinity 16, Bradford Bulls 42, here on Trinity TV, Bulls TV and Bulls Live. Let's not forget this coming weekend, it is the Women's Super League Challenge Cup. Barrow hosts Brighouse Rangers, Bradford Bulls host Castleford Tigers at Odsal Stadium. It's Featherstone Rovers against Stanningley, it's Hull Wyke against the Army Rugby League, it's Leeds Rhinos against Wakefield Trinity, that game being played at Headingley. It's Lee Centurions against the Wigan Warriors. St Helens host Hull FC, and it's the York City Knights against the Widnes Vikings at Bootham Crescent. All kickoffs on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Who will be in the draw for the 4th round of the Challenge Cup? Bradford, of course, beating Featherstone in the final at Heworth in York last season. Certainly tough opponents against Castleford, and let's not forget Wakefield Trinity, their first season running a women's side. We wish them all the best against the Leeds Rhinos on Sunday at Headingley. Here though at Bellevue, it is Wakefield 16, Bradford 42, and they're already up to halfway, which will be the 5th and last tackle. 5 metres inside the Wakefield half. Doyle had a dummy half to Green. Green once again getting that spiral on the bomb. It's been left by the Wakefield winger, picked up by the fullback Hughes. Hughes will in turn give it to Callum Hudson, and Hudson's brought down on tackle number 1 in a 2-man tackle by Staunton and Milnes, who certainly living up to the hype and expectation. So, Trinity TV, Bulls Live and Bulls TV. Mick Little, John Bastian calling the action here at Bellevue. Wakefield, still a bit of life left in them. They're up and over halfway. It could be a fantastic try. Still going, applying the afterburners. It's Connor Bailey. Connor Bailey's going to touch down in the corner, and that one will be on the highlights reel. Disgusting past the Bulls defenders like they were dust. And Wakefield back in this game. It's 20 points to 42. What a try there from Connor Bailey.
They recognise, you know, that we got our numbers wrong, you know, on our right hand side, you know. Certainly coming out of the ruck, we needed another player, you know, a third defender on his right hand side, you know, for sure, and they've recognised that, and it's got a good try, length of this field try, and credit to them, but for us, that was a soft one.
I was saying, John, it was 6 points to 4 right up until the 31st minute, and since then the floodgates have opened, and we've seen tries aplenty. The kick from the touchline, that one goes between the uprights, so 42 points to 22. Wakefield narrowing the gap to 20 points again. But just going back to the point about the tight defences for the opening 30, do you put it down to the heat, the conditions now, people getting tired, you know, space opening up?
Well, young blokes, you know, they do find it difficult to concentrate, you know, in a game for 80 minutes. I think you'll get periods, you know, where they'll be right on the money, and as the game goes along and things start to open up, then the concentration starts to drop off, and that's just one of them. That's just young players. You know, like I keep saying to you, developing.
Stevenson with the restart. Downtown. Wakefield lose the ball backwards. But it has gone backwards is the call from the referee, and immediately they'll come charging down the middle channel. 15 minutes remaining on the clock, and it is still the game open in the balance, you suspect, because, as we've just seen from Wakefield, a fantastic try, and now they're going to have their 5th penalty of the evening. Ball's been stolen in the tackle. So 5-3, the penalty count in favour of Wakefield, and they will have a full set of 6 inside the Bradford half. So Lee Beattie's side, they're still going to have to concentrate for the final 15.5 minutes, one feels, because Wakefield, this is the time they're going to go in the kitchen drawer and get all the cutlery, including the sink, and throw it at the Bulls. It's now or never, you feel. Still a long, long way to go, but they need to overturn a 20-point deficit at 42 points to 22. Tackle number 1, 40 away from the Bradford line. Teal in at dummy half. As they play the ball comes in from Owen Hughes, it will be Teal to Moxon. Wolf Moxon's brought down. 25 away from the Bradford line. 5 in from this main stand side. Teal to Ashen. Ashen to Bailey. Bailey, who's just scored that absolute perler of a try from 70 metres out, gives the ball back to Hughes. Out of dummy half from Teal. Teal to nobody. Picked up by the Bulls on that left-hand edge. And on that occasion for the Bulls, Bradley Ho reacts quickest. So does Kobe Green. And that's a great defensive set, John, after conceding that try to Bailey and then that penalty. That'll give the Bulls a bit more confidence.
Yeah, for sure. We just need to get back in this groove. I give them a bit of a rap, you know, Wakefield. I quite admire how they're not throwing the ball about, you know, and trying to get back in, you know, to this game. You know, it's good to see.
Bradford no victory here this evening. There'll be a point off the playoffs depending the result between the Huddersfield Giants and the Warrington Wolves at the weekend. Bradford's next game will be next Thursday at Victory Park in Warrington. Rowan Milnes on the last tackle, kicking for Kobe Green. Green's chasing the Wakefield fullback Hughes, who's allowed to run the ball from behind his post and out of the danger zone, and he's brought down 8 metres shy out from his own line. So Wakefield, they're going to have to do it tough in the closing 13 minutes here, plus any added on time by the referee Callum Worsley as they shift the ball via Tom Ashen over on that left-hand edge. So as I was just saying, Bradford's next assignment will be next Thursday against Warrington, and Warrington a different proposition altogether in 2018. Just 3 wins from their 11 outings. They're firmly near the foot of the table. Wakefield, though, looking to put pressure on the Bulls, and another penalty, this time on the last for a push. Ryan Butterworth gives away the penalty there. Callum Worsley puts whistle to lips. Penalty count 6-3 now in favour of Wakefield Trinity. 12 minutes remaining, 20 points the gap. Wakefield, once again, another full set of 6 inside the Bradford half. They have ball in hand with Hiddleston. Hiddleston floats it out to Ashen. Ashen probing. Links there with Connor Bailey. Bailey out to Hughes. Hughes on that left-hand edge to Greensmith. Greensmith keeps on to the ball and just manages to stay in the field of play. Sam Smith and Murphy Smith on that left-hand edge, looking to bring him down. Wakefield, they'll front up and they'll hair away towards centre of the field. Hiddleston to Aydin. Yusuf Aydin, who's just come on for the final 11.5 minutes. And Wakefield 10 metres out from the line. Bailey along the line to Ashen. Ashen to Hughes. Hughes floats it out. Wakefield, they're in again at the corner. It's Callum Hudson. This game's not over yet. They've scored a 5th try, Wakefield. 26 points to 42. And they've scored 2 tries in 4 minutes. And with 11 minutes remaining, the gap's down to 16.
Yeah, I just think again, you know, credit to them. You know, they're throwing the ball about. We're just need to be a bit smarter, you know, in the right areas of the field and finishing on smart sets. Because fair play to them, you know, they really are. You know, they're a good little side these.
The kick has been missed from Tom Ashen, but I don't think it will matter in the scheme of things because Wakefield Trinity knew they had to score another 3 tries, and with 16 points the gap, it is now 26 points to 42. And as I'd look behind the post, JB, is that the familiar sight of John Keir with the sunglasses on? I think JK's here.
I think he's got his Ray-Bans on. time here, aren't they, over the last 10 years. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be good to come back and have a chat to a few people. It's good to see them.
So JK with the Ray-Bans, enjoying the evening sunshine. He's in the house here at Bellevue, and he's about to witness another Academy Championship Classic. Wakefield, 2 tries in 5 minutes, 11 minutes to go here, although they've come up with an error on the kick-off, and that will potentially put the game to bed should the Bulls get over the line, and that perhaps has been the Achilles heel for Wakefield this evening, coming up with crucial errors at crucial moments.
Yeah, again, you know, and I'm going to defend them a bit. The young kids, you know, we're into the last probably 7 or 8 minutes, you know, this game, and the fatigue, and a little bit tired on a really warm day, you know, that's going to happen towards back in the game.
Around about 10 minutes remaining on the stopwatch, John. Bradford 42, Wakefield 26. Scrum to Bradford, 10 metres out from the Wakefield line, and the referee's going to stop the clock again. So quite a few stoppages in this second half. There's been a bit of pushing and shoving there at the scrum, and 9.5 minutes remaining, and a chance for Bradford to put this game to bed. I think an 8th try for the Bulls here would certainly, a 9th try for the Bulls would certainly put this one over. They're going to go on the short-hand side as it goes from Lachlan McGill to Mills. Mills, tackle number 1, 5 away from the prize. Quick play the ball. Lachlan McGill to Hodson. Hodson loses the ball. It's gone backwards. Picked up there by Keelan Foster, and Foster's still 5 metres away from the line, although they're just to the left-hand side of the uprights. Lachlan McGill to Mills. Mills out to Gallagher. Bradley Gallagher will swan dive over the line, and that is the 9th try of the evening for the Bulls, and a chance now to really put the game to bed, because it's 46 points to 22.
Tired team now do Wakefield, but I've got to give them some credit. I love how they throw a ball about and how they have a real dig, but I'm absolutely thrilled with our performance. Certainly in the second half, you know, we've scored some smashing tries, and I thought we defended really well, you know, for some long periods in first half, even though we put ourselves in that predicament.
And I think, John, some of the classic Wakefield tries that we've seen, that'll certainly you know, give Lee Beattie, yourself and Mark Dunning a bit of work to do on the defence moving into next week.
Yeah, you practice for the perfect day. You know, today we've done a lot of good things, but it hasn't been our perfect day. You know, we'll have a look at, you know, the game, and we'll have a couple of days, you know, where we'll relax a little bit, and then we'll get back on it, and we'll start working hard again. And I've got to say, since the Newcastle game, you know, we've done some extra conditioning, and lads have been terrific, and certainly showed, you know, certainly tonight, you know, this last 20 minutes.
Alex Stevenson yet to miss all evening, and we're about to put the commentator's curse on him. Meticulous in his preparation, and we have put the commentator's curse on him. So that is waved away, his first miss of the evening, and with around about 7 minutes remaining on Trinity TV, Bulls TV and Bulls Live, we've had a Rugby League Battle Royal here. Plenty of tries scored, 13 thus far in total, and Wakefield 22, Bradford 46. A great advert for open attacking rugby league football from the Academy Championship. Referee just talking to Wilf Moxon. Once again stopping the clock, so a couple of minutes will be added on at the end. Something's obviously gone on off the ball, because prior to Stevenson taking the conversion, he had a word in the ear of Evan Hodson. So, Wakefield, they go for a short, shallow kick. Can they get the ball back? It's taken there by Akanga, and here goes Lawrence Akanga, herring away, up to halfway. Akanga, he had the inside support from Stevenson. He decided to go for glory, and he's had the ball stolen. The penalty count 6-4 now, and Akanga gives a wry, sarcastic round of applause there to the second row forward for Wakefield Trinity, Yusuf Aydin, and referee Callum Worsley, who I must admit has had a fine game. Just the 10 penalties from his whistle. We'll see Kobe Green fine touch on the far stand side. So, Bradford hunting another try at 46 points to 22.
Yeah, I've got to compliment the referee tonight. He's had a terrific game. He's kept control, minimal penalties, and he's been fair with both teams. Really good.
Evan Hodson on tackle number 1, 5 away from the Wakefield line. It goes to Milnes. Milnes with a dancing feet. Here goes Rowan Milnes. He'll front up and he's brought down there by Hughes, just to the right hand side of the uprights. Green out of dummy half. Here goes Oliver Wilson. Wilson held up on the Wakefield line. In fact, he's managed to get over the line, but he's held up. They'll go back to the 10. We make it around about 4 minutes remaining here at the end of this game, as it goes from Foster to Fletcher, and the ball has been spilt. So it's the free play. Wakefield get up above the advantage line. That'll be the 0 tackle. 12 metres away from their own try line. They'll still keep playing right to the end, giving head coach Liam Finn certainly plenty to ponder, and it's certainly not all doom and gloom from Wakefield Trinity. As we already said, coming into this evening's fixture, they'd won 3 from their last 5, although this will be 3 defeats on the bounce, but they've certainly mixed it up. They had a fantastic 2016 victory here against Castleford, and they've also gone to top of the table Wigan and come away with 2 valuable points. Although they've just come up with an error shy of the halfway line, so Bradford will have the ball on the 0 play. It goes to Green. Green puts one behind the line. Green's going to kick chase. The kick's going to go in a touch. The advantage has been overridden. Scrum, head and feet to the Bulls. 3 minutes remaining here at Bellevue. Joe Bastian, it's that point where we always like to ask for a man of the match. I'll tell you what, because it's going out on Trinity TV as well as Bulls TV, I'll ask you for a man of the match for Wakefield and also a man of the match for the Bulls.
I think probably for Bradford Bulls, I'd probably have to give it to Rowan Milnes. I think his contribution's been terrific, tonight, and quite like how young Kamano's gone, in his stints for Wakefield Trinity now, isn't it? Wakefield Trinity. He's done particularly well, but I like the 2 half-backs as well. They've worked really hard, and they're a young side, and they'll get better. And I'm sure that certainly as the year goes on, they'll get some good results with this Wakefield team.
So there we go. Rowan Milnes for the Bulls, Maurice Kamano for Wakefield Trinity, and Bradford have come up with an error just shy of the line. Referee Callum Worsley looks at his watch. He says that's enough. Full time here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium, also known as Bellevue. Wakefield Trinity 26, the Bradford Bulls 46. It has finished a 20-point win for the Bradford Bulls. They are now a point behind Huddersfield, who sit 4th in the table, and the Bradford Bulls in 2018, they now have made it 4 wins on the bounce and 5 wins from the last 6. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. Full time, it is Bradford Bulls 46, Wakefield Trinity 26.